Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio. It is Wednesday, January 12th. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy, Fresh Trot Wham, and we'll have Skee Profit momentarily as well. Ready to break down the Wednesday NBA card. Before we get to Wednesday night, just briefly look last night, a couple of interesting results. Phoenix beats Toronto, comes back from a deficit, trailing most of that game to win. We see Washington beat OKC, but OKC gets inside the number, which was good for my best bet. How about those Grizzlies, man? 116-108. They keep on rolling. The Memphis Grizzlies, what a run and another great game and a great win against a very good Golden State team. Timberwolves, disappointing from them. They lose to the Pelicans, 128-125. Where did the defense go for them? Bulls just destroyed Detroit, 133-87. And the Nuggets, 25-point lead apparently is not enough for the Denver Nuggets. They collapse in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, and they lose by 2. Frustrating shit there in a couple of those games for sure. Dutch, some brief thoughts on last night.
Yeah, man, real quick. Salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. But be sure to hit that like button like I just hit that Planet Toxic Cookies and get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Also, if you could, share the video on all social media platforms. Muchly appreciated. Big shout out to our guy, Sam Comer. I see you, my dude, Ray Charles. Everybody in the chat. Salute. But yeah, man, this, where we are yesterday, shit, man. I can't lie to you. The Phoenix Suns, I guess I got lucky that shit was, a push, a bet, we pushed on there because they came out in the third ready to rock and roll, I thought, and then the Raptors, got right back on that ass. So I honestly feel lucky to push there. Curry did his thing, but hey, John Morant, man, trying to make a statement. Grizzlies, you touched on it, Ian, 10 straight. I was impressed. I was definitely impressed from what I seen, not only from John Morant, but the Grizzlies overall. Bane looking like he's for real, and of course, Jaren Jackson, he's nice too. Billy touched on that, but yeah, man, the Nuggets are the Nuggets. That's why I said we fuck around, see how it happened. Luckily I didn't end up, pressing the button on that because I would have been on live tilt. Shout out to everybody who had the first half. I believe Nets Bets was on that first half. So whoever had that first half, that was a beautiful thing because that second half was not. But yeah, ready to get to today, get back in the, back in the black because yesterday was a wish-wash day. It was really like it didn't happen, to be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah, definitely up and down day. How about you, Wham? What did you think of last night?
Yeah, man, my best bet lost by half a hook, man. So, by the hooker, bro. So I do feel a little bit salty about coming in today, not going to lie. But it's a new day, man. I really don't want to talk too much about yesterday, but we are transparent. I'm down like 4 units yesterday. It was bullshit. Obviously, the streak did end with our guy, Fred VanVleet. He did start off good, though. I thought we was about to cash it. He had 10 points in the first quarter. Thought we was about to get to that cash there, but neither here nor there. We back at it again, man. We can make something out of it.
I think you're talking on one of those police radios right now, Wham, because it sounds like you're talking on a walkie-talkie there. So maybe adjust the audio on the mic a little bit. I think that's what's causing it, but that's all right. All good. Nevertheless, we heard you. There you go. Talk now.
Yeah, we back.
There we go. That's it. That's that clean, crisp, beautiful sound we love to hear from Wham right there. All right, we got it under control. All right, let's see if the Sixers continue to have things under control tonight. The first game, Charlotte, Philadelphia. Philly, 5-point home favorites. The total 225.5 in this one. Sixers are rolling pretty nicely at the moment. They've won 7 in a row. 6-1 against the spread during this run. Now, the schedule has been a little bit light. I mean, we are talking, sisters of the poor, 3 of the last 4 games, 2 of the wins against Houston. They beat Orlando on the road, and they crushed downtrodden, shorthanded San Antonio team as well. So you don't want to go crazy about how Philadelphia is beaten during this win streak, but they've done what they should be doing, beating the teams they should. Charlotte, they've won 3 in a row going into this game, all at home. 2 back-to-back wins against Milwaukee and a home win against Detroit. We'll see if they can keep it going here. Both teams just 1 day between their last games. Sixers have really controlled things against Charlotte. They've won basically 10 straight head-to-head. However, the last 2 were pretty close. 4-point win for Philly, 3-point win in overtime for Philly. So tricky game. I mean, 5.5, numbers in a good spot. I guess I'd lean Sixers because they're playing so well. They're at home. They're only laying 5, but I don't love it. But I would lean Sixers here in this one. Dutch, we'll start with you. We're doing the different order for every game for who talks about each game in what order. So we've been doing that lately. Dutch, what do you think here? Charlotte, Philly.
Yeah, we'll give Ski's ass a little time to settle in. Thank you for joining us, sir. Yeah, man. This this game, I'm feeling the Hornets though. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I know stepping in front of Philly, might not be the best thing right now. But when you really look at who they beat, I believe their most impressive win in this little win streak against the Nets. And we'll touch on them later, but that might not be so impressive to be quite honest with you. But they've been winning and they've been playing better basketball, and Embiid's been eating. It's at 30.5. They know he'll get off, and I expect him to continue to do that. But I really like the Hornets here in the situation. I've been thinking they've been playing really good ball. Maybe I'm feeling them a little off of the back-to-back. Little Milwaukee cleaned up on both of those games. Was very happy with the outcome of both of those. But I think it comes down to more of a guard play here. I think these guys got the guards to do it. I like Oubre out there. But 5.5, I believe is a pretty solid number. Now, you did mention about the 0-2, or about the 2 meetings this year, Ian. Very close, both decided by less than 4 or less. 0-2, obviously the Sixers were in both of those games against the spread. But the big thing that stood out to me is, they didn't have their guys. They being the Hornets. I mean, the Hornets had that was when they got hit with the COVID the most. Most importantly, they didn't have Rozier or LaMelo playing in both of those games, who, I think who could be big in this game, to be quite honest with you. They got Thibault out there, but other than Thibault, who really plays defense on the Sixers? And the Sixers at home, they're 6-10 at the house. The under 500 at the house, are right around 500, I believe, but 6-10 against the number at the house this season. So they haven't been the best team at the house. And the Hornets been playing good ball, man. Like I mentioned, not only I believe they're clicking, getting back healthy, but they've been good against the number. 7-2 against the number last 9, 6-2 straight up last 8, 13-5 against the number last 18 overall, and they're 8-1 in conference in the last 9 against the number. So I would take that 5 in that hooker with the Hornets tonight. But I believe this is going to be a good competitive game.
All right, like in Charlotte here, +5, 5.5 here in this one. Seth Curry, questionable game time decision. Tobias Harris is going to play, and Maxey is back, so it's looking like maybe Maxey, if Curry plays, he'll be in. Thibault, Harris, Embiid, you're starting 5. Shake Milton still out. And interesting rumblings and rumors going on with Philly that trying to get a package put together. Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris maybe jettisoned out of Philly for a big return the other way. So Sixers at least looking like they might want to shake things up here a little bit. Both Harris and Simmons linked in potential trade packages moving forward. We'll see if they have any takers on the other side for a trade involving Harris and Simmons in a package going the other way. Wham, what do you think here? Charlotte, Philly.
Shout out to Zachariah, Sam. You already know. Razor Sharp Picks. Our guy Star Child Spills. Lucky Power. Gerald TG. You already know. So always love Joe Free. You know what it is. I'm right there with you, Dutch, man. I think Terry Rozier is a big deal, bro. Hit over 3.5 3-point makes 8 out of the last 9 games, ladies and gentlemen. We got to go back to the well with this here. It's plus money over 3.5 3-point makes with Terry Rozier. This team in the 76ers, they've been playing pretty good offense though lately. I think they're one of the top 5 in offensive rating over those last 7 straight games. Embiid had 31 plus points. So I'm not talking anyone off of the 31. It looks like they kind of caught up to the number though, because he's hitting 31 over the last 7 games. It's at 31 and shit. So I may not be on that, but as far as the team total, I do like the team total here for the 76ers. It has hit as well 7 of the last 10 games. Again, they're averaging 117.8, I think, in the last 5 games. So they still have the capabilities of doing so. Along with the Hornets, we know that they're not really looking to play any defense. They're trying to score here. So it'll be a highest scoring game, in my opinion, in this game. I like Terry Rozier, though. I think that's the best bet for me in there. Other than that, it would be the team total for the 76ers. That's the way I'm looking.
All right. Yeah, I lean to the over. Problem is, a lot of the totals were below 220s, and this one is way into the 220s. So I feel like it's priced correctly here. Skee, what do you think here? Hornets and Sixers.
If you can get Embiid, if you got early under 31 points, then I think you have a good bet. But other than that, it's probably gone up too much. But it's hard to see anybody matching up with him here. Hornets are going to play fastest pace in the league the last 5 games, and they're not playing any defense either. So I would be playing the over. I would not step in the way of Philly, who's won, I know, 6 games in a row at least and covered 5 of them. That's just how I feel. You bet Charlotte at home. That's where you get paid. On the road, not so much. So Philly and over.
All right, Philly and over for Skee
Competition,
with
man.
this one.
Competition.
Yeah, yeah, by the way, I lean with that over as well. By the way, Rozier 25 plus in 3 of the last 4 games for the Hornets. So how about a guy that's been feeling it, filling it up? He's been doing that lately for Charlotte. Orlando next up. Washington. We've got Washington 6.5 point home favorites, 213 the total in this game. I'm going to back the Magic here in this one, getting 6.5. I'm just going to dare the Wizards to cover as favorites for me. I just don't trust them at the moment. We saw them last night, 4-point win against OKC. Now, I know they didn't have Beal, but still, they never sniffed a cover in that game. They were life and death to win the whole time. They lost to Houston at home last week. They ended up losing by 8 at Chicago, although that's a good team. And then Orlando, they just played over the weekend at Orlando against the Magic, and they won by 2. 7-point favorites didn't win. So you've actually got Orlando looking to avenge a loss they suffered to Washington 3 days ago. You've got them certainly the more rested team. They've been off for 2 days. They haven't played since that loss to Washington, whereas Washington had to play OKC last night, making this a second night of back-to-back games for them. Yes, there's definitely a lot of injuries and absences still for Orlando. That continues to be the issue. Wendell Carter, Mo Bamba, of course, Jalen Suggs has been out for a while, Jonathan Isaac as well. But they've still managed to, at least keep their heads above water, stay competitive for the most part. I mean, you look at the last few games for Orlando, the overtime loss at Boston, 4-point loss at Chicago, hung tough for a large part of the game at Philly, or against Philly, even though they lost by 10. At Detroit, lost by 5, lost by 2 to Washington over the weekend. So Magic have been competitive. It's all I need here and to cash a ticket, and I think they can stay inside this number. So I'm on Orlando here with the points in this one. Skee, we'll start with you here, Orlando, Washington.
Yeah, no way I'm laying points with the Wizards. Multiple possessions, and they can't play any damn defense. No, thank you, man. I'm not trusting a team like that with my money. So it'll be Magic or pass for me from the side perspective. And also, I mean, Wizards just played last night. From total, like you said, they just played not that long ago, and that game stayed under. They come and adjust the total down a few points, and you see it's getting bet down even more. I think it's going in the right direction. Neither team is playing fast here. Both meetings so far went under. I know Wizards, they've gone over every single time on the back-to-back, but I don't think that's the case today. So I like the under. I did get in early, and I think, I talked about this yesterday. I wasn't on here with you guys yesterday, but you got to pump the brakes on the Kuzma rebounds and stuff like that. He's been balling. Of course, he's probably still going to get his points and everything like that, but he's not going to be at that forward position as much as he has been over the past, 5 or 6 or 7 games because everybody's healthy in the lineup now. You got Trez back. You got Bertans in there. You got Thomas Bryant coming back today. You got Rui back. It's just too many big bodies, taking up those minutes and sliding him down to the 3 position. So I like Kuzma under 8.5 rebounds too.
All right, there we go. Liking Kuzma here under rebounds in this matchup tonight. And this might be a night where I could see Anthony having a good night too for the Magic because remember he was out with the ankle problem, just returned. He's had 3 games now under his belt to get more comfortable. And, he's kind of struggled a little bit with his shot, but 2 days off. You got a team that doesn't play much defense on the other side, Washington, and playing a back-to-back. I think there's a night for Cole Anthony maybe to pick it up offensively. I'd be interested at least in the points prop for him in this one. Wham, how about you here, Magic and Wizards?
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. Like Skee said, as far as the Kuzma props, I'm thinking under here. It has to be official play. I did mention it yesterday, didn't make it official play, but today we got to make it official play today. I think, like you said, all the guys coming into the lineup. It's one of the strangest stats though that I looked up here in this prop when I looked at the Orlando rebounding. They're giving up opponents like bottom 3 in defensive rebounding, but they're still like in the top 3% in defensive rebounding percentage. Very strange stat. Like, so they're still getting to their boards, but you know what I mean. But they're still allowing defenders to get the defensive rebounds, which is a strange stat there. But I think, like you mentioned there, it's going to be more of a scoring Kuzma tonight, like it was the last night. I expect him not to get the rebounds, and they're still having them tagged pretty high at 8.5. They expect him to have a double-double tonight. I don't think he's going to get a double-double tonight. More scoring than anything else here. So I like the Kuzma under 8.5 rebounds tonight for sure. I almost said over, bro. You seen that, Dutch? I seen that. I know you seen that.
Yeah, and you want to talk about a weird stat here, an odd little in terms of the series history. Orlando is 4-0 against the spread and also 4-0 straight up against Washington in the last 4 times they've been in Washington. So they've actually done very, very well here, not only covering but winning outright. So keep that in mind here. Dutch, what do you think, Orlando, Washington?
Yeah, man. Goddamn, I can't believe we're still talking about this game. Shout out to our guy, Ron Crawford, spreadsheet player of the day, hitting at 67%, man. And he does like Orlando. I believe he put in 3 other plays as well. Our guy, you know what I'm saying? H-Town, I see you, my dude. Razor Sharp's game of first glance. Let me get that motherfucker out. Is the under in this game. So, you know, people like this game. But yeah, man. I don't know. I know this is funny though. This is one thing I know. Only thing I know about this game is both Skee and Wham Bam both pumped the brakes on motherfucking Kuzma after that outfit last night. Hey, I do the same motherfucking thing, bro. Come get your boy. Like I said, hey, what's your boy doing out there with the all black? With the high heels and shit.
With the leather, with the pleather out there, the all back pleather, the turtleneck. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, motherfucker ain't tall enough, trying to get a couple inches too. This shit is hilarious. But I don't know, bro. These kids these days, man. Hey, and House Cat want to touch on little beef, little Twitter beef. Me and Skee. I was just saying what he was saying. I would like to touch on that if we had time. But yeah, this is a clear backwood for me at this time. Yeah, man.
All right, backwood for Dutch here with the
fight.
You're gonna get yourself in trouble, Dutch.
And the guys that had a fight was Trez and KCP.
Pope, yeah.
Yeah.
They might rally around that. Who knows? You know.
Yeah.
Meaningless. That's why I mentioned it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. We'll see if exactly. We'll see if there's something that follows that up from what happened. That little scuffle, the little tete-a-tete that took place.
Really just think he really think he good. Like he supposed to have the ball all the time, bro. You're not even good that much.
I mean, you need that type of energy. You need a guy like that, but he needs to realize his place on the team, bro. But I mean, Caldwell Pope though, he ain't shit though either, bro. I know you miss him, Skee, but he ain't shit.
Settle down.
He ain't shit, bro.
Stall him out, bro. It's 3-point prop in my head today. Just chill.
He is something compared to to what you got out there in LA right now. I know, but he ain't really shit.
Yeah, part of you misses him though. Part of you does. Yeah, Boston, Indiana. You got Boston 2.5-point road favorites. 210.5 the total here. We got look, if you're going to bet on Indiana or back them, better off to do it at home, obviously, because on the road they've been a nightmare. And look, it is a revenge spot. They lost at Boston a couple nights ago in overtime, 101-98. Celtics doing everything in their power just to escape with that game at home. Now it's a revenge situation for Indiana here. Boston, you know, when you look at their road performances lately, I mean, it's not been great. I mean, they lose to Milwaukee, they lose to Minnesota, they lose to the Knicks in their last few road games. So they have not been necessarily winning games on the road. Now they're being asked to not only win, but lay points on the road in this game. So for me, and you look at it here with Boston, from an injury standpoint going into this game or an absence standpoint, Marcus Smart's out tonight for the Celtics. Thigh injury, keeping him out for this game tonight. And obviously miss him on the defensive end of the floor. No question about that. And he gives you usually double figures most nights as well offensively. So definitely will miss him a little bit tonight in this game. Money's come in on Indiana just a little bit, and they are very flighty. We know that. It's not like they've played great. They're on a terrible stretch here of 1-7, 1-8 rather, in their last 9 games. The only wins were home wins against Houston and Utah. But I think in this spot, the fact they're a slight dog, Boston's not exactly a team I trust as road chalk. I would only look Indiana here in this one. Dutch, we'll start with you here. Boston, Indiana.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Mark Nick. Shout out to Spencer. I see my dude Tatum over the threes. I like that, but what I like better though, and what I did better is Ray Charles. I'm seeing you, my dude, and that's Jaylen Brown over 2.5 threes. You know we've been on it. I mean, do we really got to go over it? He's went over this number 3 of the last 5. When he doesn't, he gets 2, and somehow he just can't hit the fucking third one. He's still chucking it up 9 to 10 attempts a game. Over 2.5 threes, and we ain't. They juiced us up at minus 150 down to 105. Now we're getting plus 120 because it didn't hit for 2 nights in a row. Let's take that plus money. No Marcus Smart, I believe, as well, which means even more attempts for Jaylen. I'm not mad at either one of them, but I do like the plus 120 on Mr. JB.
All right, there we
and
go.
It's an exotic backwood from a side perspective. I'm not betting this shit. You've seen what happened last game.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with this shit.
Yeah, Celtics, we've had some tough times with them. We've also had some tough times with the Pacers this year. A lot of bettors have had some tough times with the Pacers, but I feel I'd prefer Indiana than Boston here at this number and in this spot here tonight. And Kendrick Perkins on ESPN made a great point, and he's right, actually. Brown and Tatum, he said they never have a good game at the same time, it seems, or a big game at the same time. He's kind of right about that. It's like they take turns. One guy plays great, the other guy's not as good or has a terrible game, and it would be nice to see everybody play well at once in one game for Boston. And they've too many times this year that hasn't been the case at all for them. Skee, how about you? Boston, Indiana.
Yeah, Paulie, go check out Kodak IG, man. He cleared that up last night. You'll see what he was doing.
He wasn't there to watch a hockey game. That much we know. He was there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say he was watching the hockey game, but he wasn't doing what you was thinking he was doing, Paulie. Boston and Indiana, man. No way in hell I'm betting the Pacers. Come on now. You guys know by now. I don't care how many games you're telling me they covered. They won 1 out of 7. One out of their last 7. And they've just been terrible. You know they're on a never bet again list, and it ain't gonna be today where I'm putting my money on them. So Celtics are passed from the total. It does hurt the Celtics side that Smart is out. I think, I was talking to my guy Ronald earlier. He says that without him, their offensive rating drops and their defensive rating gets better. So that's pretty interesting. And both teams bottom 10 in pace the last 5 games. Boston top 5 defensive rated teams, just played not that long ago. Didn't even score 200 points, if I'm not mistaken. And, they adjust this total down. They're expecting a lower scoring game. So am I.
All right. Also liking the under, and would only take Boston here, Skee would, in this game. What do you think here, Wham?
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you.
Oh, muted. You're muted, Wham. He's frozen now, too. Oh.
Wow. What happened there?
Go.
What happened? We good?
Oh, you're good now.
You're good now.
All right, cool. Make sure my audio is straight too. All right, we straight. Everything good. But no, I agree with you, Skee. I think the only way to look here is Boston. And it's kind of tough though, because you know what I mean. If they were giving me Lance Stevenson props, I ain't gonna lie, I'll be on the assist over. I know it's probably gonna be like 5.5, 6.5. He probably had like 10 tonight and some shit. Going off like Lance Stevenson has been doing on the 10-day. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's Indiana team. You want to take them here. They got their guys coming back. But like you said, NBA, man, they never bet this team again. You can't trust them, bro. Like, that's the only way I would probably be looking here is Boston in the spot, just based off of what you've seen in recent performance for this Pacers team, along with what we've seen for the season. Just don't think that they're going to be up for this game. So I could be wrong, but I'm going to just stay away. This is a backwood for sure. Not even exotic, just some dirt weed right here.
All right, backwood time. All right. 264 live viewers here for the NBA Pub Up. Hit that like button. We appreciate it. 68 more likes for the Mando, which is 150. So hit that
bring
like
us
button.
back in, Ian. Yeah, bring us back in, bro. We had Kodak and Kendrick Perkins, I believe, mentioned in that segment. Oh my, what the fuck, bro? We gotta get right. But yeah, man, we're all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Kodak get no play in my ride. Believe that shit.
You sleep, man. You sleeping.
Man, what the fuck? Oh my god, bro.
You got some fire, bro. I'm sure Ian heard.
Hey, Kodak be on that Florida water, bro. Y'all tripping, man.
Makes you a little daffy, that Florida water. So I've heard. Yeah. Dallas, New York. We got Dallas 2.5-point road favorites, 204.5 the total in this one. I don't really have much here. I mean, it's Dallas is playing pretty good, actually. Found ways to win. They've definitely been able to do that with key players out. Certainly Porzingis out, Cauley Stein Looks like both of them are going to be out still on COVID protocols. Cauley Stein, personal issue. Porzingis on COVID protocol. This would be a 6th straight game that he's missed for the Mavericks. But, they've found ways to win recently, the Dallas Mavericks. They've won 6 straight. Very impressive against Chicago in their last game. Had a win against Golden State, win against Denver on the resume as well. So, yeah, they beat some bad teams too, Houston, OKC, Sacramento, but I like the way they're playing. I like the way they're defending right now. I mean, my goodness, Dallas defensively has been terrific here the last 6 games during this win streak. They've held 5 of those teams below the century mark, below 100 points. They've trended under that way. The Knicks certainly have gotten back to playing, I would say, at least a little bit better defensively. So you see this total going down. I understand why that's the case here. Lean under the total here. I agree with the move down. I would probably only play Dallas. I like the way they're playing. I just don't know if this is the right spot. Laying points on the road. New York did get their shit together last game at 111-96 against San Antonio. Maybe they carry that momentum into tonight. So it's just a small lean to the Dallas and small lean to the under, but won't be a game that I bet. We'll go to Wham for this one to start us off. Dallas, New York.
Yeah, man, I'm glad you went here for me too. We can speed this up, man. This is a backwood for sure for me. I think that you're going to see Dallas kind of play really well here, and maybe even a close game because three-pointers have been dropping for the New York Knicks at the house. So that could be the case here in this game as well. But it's a backwood. I don't have anything on here.
All right, and it looks like Kemba still Kemba's a game time decision, it looks like, tonight for the New York Knicks, the knee injury. If he doesn't go, then you're still looking at Burks, Fournier, Barrett, Randall, Robinson being the 5 in the lineup to start for the Knicks tonight, and Tom Thibodeau. What do you think here, Dutch, Dallas, New York?
Yeah, shout out to our guy, new guy, Chris, watching the show. Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Yeah, Don Mack, I see you, my dude. Viper. Ray Charles, man, I see you again. We're on the same shit. I like Luca right here. I like Luca to Don over 25.5 points. This game's on ESPN, Madison Square Garden. Got it at -105, averaging 29.5 points per game the last 2 times he's touched down in New York. I look forward to continuing. You mentioned that lineup, Kemba. Without Kemba, it don't matter, man. They got nobody for Luka to Don. Look for them to do their thing tonight. I expect him to control the pace, fill up the stat sheet, but 30+ tonight should be easy for our guy Luka. Now the Mavs, I got a strong lean to the Mavs here. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I believe this will be good money here. And also the under. The under is pretty low. Shout out to my guy Net Bets. I believe he's already bet this. It's at 204, 205.5, somewhere around there. But it looks like a complete under to me, especially if you like the Mavs here. They've won. They're 4-0 against the number of the last 4, but they are 6-0 the last 6 straight up. And in that span, they've allowed 93 points per game. So the defense has stepped it up. The pace, they do slow it down as well. They control it. So if you like the Mavs here, I believe you have to like the under a little bit. But I don't like betting unders when I'm trying to see Luka go the fuck off. So I'll stay off of that. But they are 4-2 in that span as well against the numbers. So I believe you have to look the Mavericks here. The Knicks have, we bet against them in a nice, beautiful spot against San Antonio. I believe that was more of a spot play. Realistically, when they have been nice against the number a little bit late at the house, but overall, it's really who they've been playing. And, I don't got no KP out there, the little pony, but I believe Luka and the boys will probably be enough to get it done in Madison. But official, over 25.5, Luka the motherfucking Don.
There you go. Luka Doncic over 25.5 points here for Dutch with the Mavs and the Knicks. Skee, what do you think here, Dallas, New York?
Yeah, I mean, I was on the Knicks last game. That was a bad spot for the Spurs. Spurs was on the back-to-back. Knicks was, off of a 20-something point blowout, looking to avenge themselves. So, that was just a good spot for the Knicks. Dallas been playing way better. Like you said, they won 6 games in a row. Number 6 defensive rated team over the last 5 games. I'm going to trust a team that's playing good, that's going to play the defense in this one. So give me that, and the more rested team. So give me Dallas in this spot all day. And for the total, Dallas has gone under 6 of their last 7. Knicks under, I think, 6 of their last 8. And games in this 2-week span, Dallas games are averaging under 100, I think like 199. Knicks games are averaging more like 197 or something like that. I still think there's room to get in on this under if you didn't already. Both teams slowest and second slowest pace in the league over the last 5 games. Yeah, I like Dallas. I like the under.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Those would be the ways I would go as well. Dallas and under, and don't be scared by 204.5. It looks low, and it is low when you look at some of the other totals you see in the NBA daily, but it feels like this could still end up below 200 with these two teams tonight in terms of final points that we end up seeing tonight. Both of them playing better defensively. Neither one pushes the ball up in the court either. Miami and Atlanta. We've got Atlanta 3-point home favorites, 223.5 the total in this game. The Atlanta Hawks, I know we have said on a bunch of recent editions of the NBA Pub Hub how banged up they are. Starting to get healthier, slowly but surely. I mean, you're still with looking at possibly no Cam Reddish tonight, downgraded to doubtful with an ankle injury. Clint Capella, doubtful, also because of an ankle problem. DeAndre Hunter, game time decision. He is a guy that hasn't played in a very long time, but might return here. Nate McMillan saying he's feeling pretty good. They put him through wind sprints. They put him through a 5-on-5 scrimmage the other day, and they said he felt pretty good. So there is a chance that DeAndre Hunter's in there tonight and returning. John Collins is another game time decision, although it looks like he's been upgraded to probable. So Collins should be on the floor tonight for the Hawks. So they're starting to get healthier. No question. That's good news. What isn't good news for Atlanta is they're not playing well. They've only won 3 of their last 10. They lost the last 2 on their road trip in LA, losing to both LA teams, the Lakers and the Clippers, in back-to-back games. This is going to be their first game home after that 6-game road trip. And to make matters worse for Atlanta, think about the schedule that it's been for them since before Christmas, since December 22nd. Here's what they've done. They played at home against Orlando, had to go on the road to Philly after that, go on the road to New York, fly back home for one game against Chicago, and then go on the road for 6 straight: Chicago, Cleveland, Portland, Sacramento, Lakers, Clippers, and now back home. All of those games, those last 10 games, they've traveled in between games. So it's been a rigorous, tough schedule here for Atlanta. There's no way I'm laying points with them. Oh, and then you throw in the fact that they're 0-9 ATS their last 9 home games. All of a sudden, that great home court dominance for Atlanta has kind of gone away lately. And I think Miami's the better team. I think Miami can go further in the playoffs than Atlanta, and will go further in the playoffs than Atlanta. And I understand Miami's still battling key players out. Jimmy Butler out, Bam Adebayo out, Dwayne Dedmon game time decision. But they found ways to power through and found ways to still hang in there, win games. What Spoelstra's done is magnificent. What are they now? 7-2 in their last 9 games straight up. Impressive for the Miami Heat. For me, it's Miami or nothing, +3. In fact, I am on the Heat here in this one. Wham, what do you think here? Heat, Hawks.
Yeah, you're talking my language, bro. You're talking my language. Is even with the travel situation, they still haven't been playing any defense, man. And you could tell in that game with the Clippers, they were ready to go. I was at that game. They were ready to fucking go. Fucking Trey Young, people in the crowd like, what the fuck you doing, Trey? I'm like, that's what he's gonna do. He's got to go home. It's crazy that you brought the illustration there with the I could picture it as far as like what the travel situation was for them. But as far as the defensive rating, it's still dead last in the league. They're not really playing that good over the last 5 games. They're still allowing opponents to shoot 39% from 3 over the last 5 games. And you getting this team, they're having the most threes in the last 5 games in the Heat. And then what you're saying is all these guys are out. You know, who are they going to have out there? They've been pretty much holding it down. You know what we're talking about with Amir Yusufidzen. I'm sure I said his name wrong again for the 5th time
Something
in a
like
row.
that.
Yes, I'm almost there. I'm gonna have it. If he keeps playing like this and he keeps going over the 12.5 rebounds, I'm gonna have to keep saying his name correctly at this point. He's just been cashing tickets there. I'm looking in this direction as well, though, Ian. I think the money line is probably where I'm gonna go. Maybe half unit on both sides, but definitely haven't played this yet. But this is the next play I'm gonna make for sure. I think it's the Heat. I think they're gonna be in this game all the way through and most likely winning wire to wire.
Yeah, and good on the road, profitable ATS. Actually, haven't played since January 8th, so 3 days off. You don't get that these days as much in the NBA. You get 3 days following the last Miami game, so it should be a rested bunch. I wish they were healthier, but that's probably also why you're getting 3 points with Miami in this game because of who's out: Butler, Adebayo, and a couple others as well. What do you think here, Skee, with Miami, Atlanta?
Backwood this game. I want no parts of playing this game, so I'm cool, man.
There you go. He's good. Nothing wrong with that.
The
Dutch, how about
next
you?
trust we trust.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Mally Mal. He said heater backwood. Yeah, keep that motherfucking backwood up for me. No doubt. Dan Kelly, I see you, my dude, coming with the goods daily. Yeah, man, this clear backwood for me. Too many question marks. I wish we could get the fuck past this game, to be honest with
Too many question marks and no answers, according to
you.
Dutch here with the Heat and the Hawks. All right, we got Houston, San Antonio. Spurs, 6.5-point home favorites, 233 the total in this game. I'm going to go first half full game here on San Antonio. I think it's a get right for them. They've had a tough schedule. They've had key absences. They lost 3 in a row. And you might think, geez, how can you lay points with San Antonio? In fact, they're just 1-7 straight up. Their last 8 games. It's not like they've played well. Well, whenever you're going through tough times and you're feeling blue, the Houston Rockets can make you feel good again. That's the way it can be, and I think that's going to be quite possibly the case here tonight for San Antonio. Now, look, still without, of course, McDermott, and could be a bunch of game time decisions, including Derek White, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. But I think back home now, and they've had actually I think a couple of days, no, one day after the loss to New York here to sort of rev up. And 3 games in 4 nights for San Antonio, but you can say the same thing here for Houston. Same scheduling situation for them. And you see what they've done the last 3 games, blown out by Dallas by 24, blown out by Minnesota by 18, by 20 against Philadelphia. I think I can hopefully trust San Antonio to do the same. I would look to the -6.5 here with San Antonio. And you know what my saying is when it comes to Houston games, as far as the totals are concerned right now, over or nothing for me. I know it's 233, but it would be over or nothing for me with the total. Rockets and Spurs in this one. Dutch, we'll start with you here. Houston, San Antonio.
Yeah, backwood this motherfucker, man. Yeah, I'm
There
good.
you go. Nice and short. I love it. Nice and quick. Nice and short. Wham. How about you? Rockets, Spurs.
Hey, I'm gonna be quick with it too, man. This is a backwood for sure too. But I am going to have action on this game. I'm not going to have anything official, but DeJounte Murray, we're going to keep going over 35 and 34.5 PRA. It's only right, bro. I expect him to keep eating, man. That's it, bro. But it's a backwood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
shout
right.
out to our guy
Backwood.
Alex Ramirez. Man, I
Yes.
see you, my guy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no
fault, yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
All right. And by the way, I'm just looking at Houston here in terms of dogs of 5 to 10 points this year. They're 5 and 15 against the spread this year, Houston. So in this kind of price range they're in right now, they've not been very good. 5 and 15 against the spread. So that's why I'm putting some faith on the Spurs tonight. Because I think anybody that's focused to beat Houston can not only beat Houston, but beat them hopefully by margin, like San Antonio hopefully does tonight. Skee, how about you? Houston, San Antonio.
Yeah, this ain't no backwood. This is nice right here. I'm gonna hit this one twice. I'm gonna hit it hard. I like this game right here.
All right.
I'm with Wham. I like Murray. He's been balling. Points, rebounds, assists. He's gone over the 38.5, number 5 of his last 7 games. Houston, absolutely pathetic defensively. They've allowed 120 plus 9 of their last 12 games. Actually, an average of 125 that they're giving up. And I just think he has a great opportunity to get over that points, rebounds, assist number. And I'm gonna bet the Spurs team total, just a straight fade of Houston. You know what I'm saying? They giving it up like clockwork. Both teams playing at a top 5 pace in the league. You can get Keldon Johnson back in here, White back in here. I think Spurs, light up the scoreboard. I like team total over 119. I like Murray points, rebounds, assists.
All right, there you go. PRA, points, rebounds, and assists for DeJounte Murray, and also the team total over 119.5 for the San Antonio Spurs tonight to take care of that Civ Houston defense, which just continues to be terrible every single game. Cleveland, Utah. We got the Jazz. We got the Jazz. 5.5-point home favorites, 222 the total in this game. Utah. Can you figure this team out right now? It's hard for that to figure them out. Now, I know they've had guys in, guys out, but boy, from a point spread perspective, they've been pretty consistent in burning people's money. That's been the way. They've got 2-point spread covers the last 10 games. 2-7-1 I've got them at against the spread the last 10 games. It's not been good for the Utah Jazz at all. They've lost 3 straight to the Raptors, to the Pacers, to the Pistons as 10.5-point favorites in their last game of this road trip. They're back home after a 5-game trip with just 1 day. following the final game of that trip. It's not like it's a great spot here for Utah. I thought they'd bounce back against Detroit, to be honest with you. I didn't take Utah, but I said after losing to Toronto and Indiana, you're playing lowly Pistons. We just saw Chicago destroy and eviscerate the Detroit Pistons last night, and Utah ends up losing to them. Now, I don't want to hear too many excuses out of Quinn Snyder. I get it. They've had key injuries and key absences. There's no question. But tonight you're going to have Mitchell, you're going to have Conley, Bogdanovich, O'Neal, Whiteside. Obviously, Ingles they miss. He's questionable, and he's missed the last 4 games. They miss his 3-point shooting. No doubt about that. Rudy Gobert badly missing his interior defense, his rebounding, his toughness in the low post. He's missed 4 straight games for the Jazz, no doubt. But right now, they're looking like a team that cannot do shit without Rudy Gobert, okay? 4 games without him, and they've been absolutely terrible, all right, in a lot of those games. So you already know what I'm thinking. It's Cleveland or pass for me, plus the points. I mean, I know how many more times can you say, oh, but Utah's lost a few in a row. They're going to be focused. They're going to bounce back. If you said it after the Toronto game, you lost. If you said it after the Indiana game when they played Detroit, you lost. I got to see a good performance. Sans Gobert, if you pardon my French there, Rudy Gobert. I thought I'd throw that in there. Sans Gobert on the basketball court. I got to see a good performance from Utah without him. I haven't seen it yet. For that reason, Cleveland plus 5.5 for me. That's the only way I could go in this one. Skee, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Utah Jazz.
Yeah, this is tough. I feel like you playing with fire on both sides right here. So, I'm gonna let y'all handle business on this game. I'm good. Backwood this one.
Backwood for Skee in this one. Yeah, I mean the Cavaliers. I like them here, but you're right. They sometimes can go through their little lulls as well during a game to the point where they almost collapsed with a 10-point lead against Sacramento in their last game and hung on for dear life. So I'm hoping, and Bickerstaff kind of lit into them saying, we got to play 48 minutes. You can't finish a game like that. So hopefully they learn their lesson tonight against Utah and play better down the stretch. Because you're right, if they play like that down the stretch tonight against Utah, they might be in some trouble here tonight. Dutch, Cavaliers, and Jazz.
Nah, man, ski. I don't know what you see, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I was finna say, bro, you better not back with this, Dutch. Come on, bro.
I'm not back with this mother. This is an exotic plane. I'm about to hit it like a motherfucker and take straight flight to the motherfucking moon, baby. Yeah. And stop off at the window on my motherfucking way. Jared Allen over 27.5 points and rebounds, minus 105. I love this. Now he had on December 5th, he had 17 and 10 with Rudy out there, and Rudy had 20 motherfucking boards. So there'll be a lot of extra boards without Rudy out there. My man Ian touched on an awful lot about it. So, I look for this to continue. I look for this trend to continue to ease. Went over this number 3 out of the last 5. The only time he doesn't hit is if it's a blowout. I expect it to be a close game. If you want to bet the side, I would only look Cleveland, but I definitely like Jared Allen to hit the boards and the points. Easy money.
There you go, Jared Allen. And you're right, with no Gobert, once again tonight for Utah, you wonder what that means for the likes of Mobley, Allen, even the Markkanen. A chance for those 3 guys in particular to have some fun down in the around the rim tonight against the Jazz. Wham, Cleveland, Utah.
Yeah, man. I mean, as soon as my boy said it's a backward, I'm like, damn, man. Cleveland only lost twice this year in the first quarter on the road, bro. 17-2-2. Man, that's just something I just got to keep riding here, especially being at an underdog spot. We know what these guys want to do. They want to shoot threes, bro. They don't drop all the way in the early stages of the game. They hit later on in the end of the game. So I like the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. First quarter +2. That's the way I like. I do also like the 8.5 assists for Darius Garland. Y'all know how I love my boy Darius Garland in this spot. I can see a double-double cooking up here today. I maybe have to tweet out some action, a little bit later action here, but I think the double-double is live in this game. I think Darius Garland eats here, and be a closer game than what we all expect. We all expect this to be a close game. I don't think no one expect a blowout in this game. I think the Cavs definitely going to come out hot, as they always do in the first quarter. But I'm taking the first quarter here. I'm taking the first quarter +2 for the Cavs and Darius Garland over 8.5 assists. That's where I'm rocking.
All right, like in the first quarter, specifically with the Cleveland Cavaliers here in this to get they've been getting off to fast starts. We'll see if that happens again tonight. 350 live viewers. We appreciate it. Much love to everybody in the chat. We see a lot of new names, new faces. The show keeps growing. The NBA Pub Hub, Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Tell everybody about it. Hit the like button. We definitely appreciate that. All right, we go to the late games, the two West Coast games, Lakers and Kings. The Lakers 4-point road favorites, 230.5 being the total in this game. Sacramento, 5 straight losses, albeit they came back and stole one from me against Cleveland the other night, laying the 5 with Cleveland. And Sacramento, I don't know, Cleveland fell asleep with a 10-point lead, 3 minutes to go. Sacramento makes it a game, and they lose by 109-108 to Cleveland. So still didn't play great for the large part of that game. Lakers coming off a loss to Memphis, 127-119 on Sunday night. Don't be fooled by that final score. That was a blowout. No show from the Lakers. Terrible in that game against Memphis. Not even competitive, not even in it. They made it a little closer late because Memphis yanked all the starters off the floor. I would think the Lakers played better here. And if you made me choose, I could only look Lakers. I want no part of Sacramento. But you know the bet I'm making in this game. You know it. We've been on this train for a while. We're going to stick with it. Overs with the Lakers. I'm never reluctant to take a Kings game over. So that's where I'm going. Over the total, 230.5, Lakers and Kings. Wham, LA, Sacramento.
All right, man. Y'all see the background, bro. It's lobster time, man. We're not playing around here. I think it's no question here who I like. I got the
Malik
hat
Monk.
on.
That's right.
I was
that.
at the last game against these two guys. Come on, man. It's only right, bro. It's only right, man. Lakers number 1 offensive rating over the last 5 games. We know they got the pace there, 6 in the pace over that span. Number 1 in effective field goal percentage. We've been cooking, bro. We cooking here. I'm rocking with my boy Skee Shooter too. The shooter for Skee, man, Malik Monk. I'm taking a half unit on each, man. As far as the over 2.5 3-point makes. And then I'm also going to take the over 17.5 for Malik Monk as well. But y'all know what it is, too. I like this game a lot. I'm going to be dialed in. I got the Lakers -4. I got Tyrese Halliburton over 8.5 assists. And then we also rocking with Malik Monk here. So I'm rocking with all those different angles there. But I think it's going to be up-tempo like you did mention, Ian. I think the points are going to be there in this game. But I'm on here and on to say here, maybe LeBron talking all that shit in the last game. Maybe activate it again. Maybe we go back to the points with LeBron as well. So I'm mostly on the props that I mentioned. Malik Monk over 2.5, 17.5 points. And as far as the game, Lakers -4, and then assists, Tyrese Halliburton back to the well, bro. You already know.
I think this is going to be the pattern on the show with the order when we do Laker games moving forward. It's going to be a Laker sandwich. You've got the Laker fans as the buns. You've got, we'll start with Wham, and then we'll end it with Skee or vice versa. And then we got Dutch right in the middle, the peanut butter and the jam and the jelly of the sandwich or the ham or the turkey or whatever you're going to put in there.
Beef, bro.
It's like a Laker sandwich right here. Dutch, you're up next. What do you think here? Lakers, Kings.
Yeah, man. I just back with this motherfucker for you. I'll let the two Laker fanboys do the thing. You know, I'll let them have their nights. But yeah, you know, I don't bet the motherfucking Lakers, and I wouldn't bet on the Kings no matter what Skee gave. And I do like shout out to our guy Billy and shout out to our guy Mills. I did want to come on here and give him some De'Aaron Fox ass, you know, and I see you with the over 21.5 points. And I wanted just to tell, you know, get in on Skee with De'Aaron Fox. But you know what, he hasn't produced of late, and I don't really want to put my money on it. So I will watch this game, but I have no action for it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, Skee. Lakers, Kings, Skee.
Nah, real quick, poker addicted, man. You funny, bro, but you know this is a green screen, man. You know, Kelly, she probably used the same green screen or something. That's probably what you're talking about right there.
I've seen that backdrop of Skee's with 8 different people have used it. So yeah, it's popular.
Yeah, it cutting up in the chat, man. I just had to say that. This game, I feel like a broken record. You know, I've been talking about this for how long, man? The Lakers ain't about to play no damn defense until Anthony Davis comes back. Don't expect any defense. That's all. I don't know how many times I can say it. Sacramento, bottom 5 defensive rated team the last 5 games. Both teams top 10 in pace over the last 5 games. It's only a one-way look, man, up and over the total in Lakers games, and especially versus the Kings. From the side, you know, I see Dexter learn his lesson with his favorite team. He's not trying to jump in the way today. The Lakers, a little bit more rest than the Kings, pissed off coming off Memphis, talking shit to him all game. You know, Lakers was playing well before that. They won, 5 games in a row or something like that? I think Lakers get back on track today. And Dutch, you know, he don't like this either, but you're kind of just asking them to win, man. Just asking them to win with that short
Man.
number. So give me the leg show. It's lobster time, like Wham said. And yeah, man, we rolling with my shooter. Shoot. Rolling with my shooter. Malik Monk, points over. And like I said, Lakers not gonna play no defense. Halliburton, they giving you plus money to back his assists over 8.5. He's hit that 11 of the last 15 games. Get paid. It's a lot of points to be had in this game.
Yeah, it's a good prop game. Any game like in the 230s. So could this next game, the other ESPN game, the late night game, the one that makes no sense where we got a game starting at 9 p.m. in Chicago locally. But nevertheless, I said enough about that yesterday. Brooklyn and Chicago. We've got the Bulls 1.5-point home favorites. 236. Look at this total. This opened 227.5. It's up to 236 now. Nets and Bulls. Should be a great matchup here. This is a tough one for me because it feels like it's Brooklyn's time or Brooklyn's spot, whatever you want to call it, because they've lost twice to Chicago this year. They've heard about it. ESPN's talking about it all day, previewing this game. And the Nets know that they've lost to this team. They're going to have Kyrie available because they're outside of Brooklyn. So he's going to play in this game tonight for the Nets. And I would probably look at Kyrie props again because, he had 22 points against Portland. The other night he got there. It was close, but he ended up going over that point total in that game. You see the point prop for him tonight is at around, let's see here. There's one book that doesn't have, we'll find it, but it's probably right around low 20s, I would think, here with Kyrie tonight. Assuming he plays, I expect him to. It says he's still iffy, it says, with the ankle. That's why they don't have it posted. They're saying he's iffy to play, questionable, but I think he's probably going to end up playing because he was at shoot around. He got through it. I'd expect him to play here in this one. This is a tricky spot here for Chicago. I know Chicago is rolling. It's not like I'm rushing to bet against them, but it is back-to-back. They did play Detroit. Now they got their starters out quickly in that game with such a huge lead. Billy Donovan didn't screw around. He didn't keep them on the floor. 13 minutes for Derek Jones, 26 for DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, 27 minutes, Zach LaVine, only 29 minutes, Lonzo Ball, only 27 minutes. So all things considered, they're pretty rested for a back-to-back, but I haven't decided if I'm bet it. I'll probably will add it, but I'm kind of thinking Brooklyn a little bit here. I know they lost at Portland in their last game, but for the most part, they've been better on the road. I think they get up for this game. On the road, they're 14-4 straight up, 10-8 against the spread. I just got that feel. It's one of those feel games for me where as great as Chicago's been, number one in the East, I think Brooklyn, they look at this as a statement for them to show up and have a good game here. So lean Nets, lean over the total for me in this one. Skee, what do you think here? Brooklyn, Chicago, the nightcap, ESPN.
Brooklyn sucks, man. I don't want no part of what Brooklyn's been offering out here lately. They've won 2 of their last 7 games, I think. They haven't covered anything in the last 2 weeks. I want no parts of what they're offering. They just, they're in a tough schedule spot. Like I was looking at it, I want to say they played an overtime game, then they had to go travel to where was it? To Portland to go play. Now coming all the way back over here to the East Coast, it's a lot going on, and they suck on top of that. So the Bulls, they played last night, but nobody replayed in the fourth quarter. So maybe they got a little bit of rest. They're not that tired. I would just take the team who's been playing better, and the Bulls. They've won 5 out of 6. You're just asking them to win here. That's the way I think I'll play this game.
Yeah, what's going to give? Because you could make contradictory arguments. Nets are 0-7 ATS their last 7 games. They've been burning money left and right, but they haven't been underdogs very often. They are tonight, and they've covered 4 straight as an underdog. So, it's contradictory arguments with that. It's just this is more of those. You're right. It makes no sense to want to back Brooklyn here. Chicago's rolling. They're the best team in the East. They're on fire. They've played great for weeks, and it just has that sense to me that maybe with Brooklyn having lost 2 in a row to Chicago, you get their best, which is good enough on any given night to beat anybody. It's just got that feel to me for Brooklyn tonight. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see tomorrow. We'll come back on here tomorrow. We'll see if I'm right. It's just got that gut feel. Brooklyn rises up tonight, maybe wins this game. Dutch, how about you? Brooklyn, Chicago.
Yeah, man, we will see, but yeah, man, I believe it'll be on the bullshit tonight, bro. I don't see Brooklyn. I think I agree, exactly what Skee said. They fucking suck, bro. I mean, come on, let's not. They just lost to the Portland Trailblazers, and it wasn't just the fucking Portland Trailblazers. It was the B squad of the Portland Trailblazers with Kyrie out there. I don't believe Harden play. It don't matter though, because what it's about is these guys can score. They have no fucking defense. This is what it is. Kyrie can go for 25, Harden can go for 25, and KD can go for 30, and they still lose because they can't stop nobody. And now you're going to bring in Levine, DeRozan, Big Vooch, and you got fucking Lonzo back. Man, forget about it. It's simple. Don't overthink this shit. You bet on the better team, and now really you only asking them to win at -1.5. It's still out there. The Bulls are 5-1 ATS last 6 at the house as a favorite, and 5-1 overall last 6 at the house. Now, December 4th, these two teams played last. The Bulls won outright as a 2.5-point dog in Brooklyn. Levine and DeRozan combined for 60 points. Vucevic actually had probably his worst game, one of his worst games of the year. Only 11-5 combined, 5 of 13 from the field. I believe he's playing a lot better basketball of late. He's found his game. He's kind of fit in a little bit better there in Chicago. And he will eat tonight against that front line because we know they can't stop nobody, let alone Vucevic, who's one of the actually more talented big guys in the league. But when you talk about Levine, DeRozan, pick your poison, man. They can't stop these guys. It's going to come down to simply that. You mentioned it, 7 in a row these motherfuckers haven't covered. And December 16th, the last win, the Brooklyn Nets had a team above 500. The fucking 76ers. Now in the last 6 games, they've been allowing 118 points per game. I like the team total as well as for the Bulls. I got it early over at over 116.5 points. I really like this. It's went over 3 of the last 4 for the Bulls. They've been averaging 116 points per game in the 5-game span. And now you get probably, I ain't gonna lie to you, the worst fucking defensive team in the league. And Kyrie, yeah, he makes a lot of things better, but he don't make the defense better. So with him or without him, with Harden or without, they can't stop nobody. Bulls, easy money tonight. Shout out to my guy Lucky Power. Said it was easy money last night. Didn't get on it. I believe it'll be easy money tonight.
Yeah, should have known you'd be on Chicago, the Bulls hat right away.
Yeah, man. A real dynasty.
Chicago. That's
real fucking dynasty.
Hey, this is probably the best Bulls team or the best the Bulls fan base has felt about their team since the Michael Jordan days. Seriously. Yeah. I think that's how, I know they had a couple good little years there with Rose when he was in his prime before all the injuries, but nothing like this. This is a very, very good team. What do you think, Wham? Nets, Bulls.
Yeah, man. Now that you say that, every fucking time DeRozan goes off, I see the same fucking meme with Peter Parker changing his glasses if it's Michael Jordan or if it's DeRozan and shit like that. Just fucking annoying as hell, like you mentioned there. But no, neither here nor there. I agree with Dutch as far as the Bulls, and I agree with our guy Dad Kelly says he likes my green screen background because I'm paying respect to the senior citizens. Like that's pretty funny, bro. But yeah, and then also he did mention that the Nets been in the air a lot, like Skee mentioned. They've been in the air a lot. They've been traveling around here, and this game is kind of one of those late night games. It's weird. It gives me the vibes of LA Fitness and shit like that. But the total, I think the total is probably a little bit too high. I mean, expect these guys to shoot like this LA Fitness, I guess. 236 points. I think that's a little bit high here in this game. It has hit the under. Last 2 meetings, the total was nowhere near this high. It was like 220, I think the last game, 222 or some shit like that. It's not a game that I'm actually going to have action on in this game, but I will be probably pausing back and forth between the Laker game and this game, but just watching it, real observing, not really having any action though. It's a backwood, but it's going to be interesting, I guess, whatever. But I think you kind of rubbed me the wrong way with the Bulls dynasty shit. Like, this shit ain't no dynasty, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about, my bad, Ian. I got to touch on that. This ain't no fucking dynasty. The Bulls are a real dynasty. Skee tried to say that the Warriors were a dynasty, and they're not.
Define a dynasty, Dutch.
A dynasty Chicago fucking Bulls. I don't know if we got time, but I'll tell you, the Chicago
what you got to do?
What
you got to do to be a dynasty?
The closest thing to a dynasty, probably besides that we've seen in your lifetime and mine, is probably the San Antonio Spurs. That's just what it is.
What do you have to do to be considered a dynasty?
Lakers and Celtics.
You got to win more than 2. You got to win more than 2. That's just number 1. And we could do an awful lot more. But if they would have kept KD and done all that, they would have been a dynasty. Probably
if Clay didn't get hurt, they win more than 2.
But
And they were in the
won.
finals 5 years in a row.
I
Who
was
has
gonna
done
say,
that?
yeah.
Who's done that? Nobody. The Spurs haven't even done that shit.
How many times was LeBron in the fucking finals, bro? Listen,
He ain't a dynasty, though.
listen. If
He ain't a
Kyrie
dynasty, though.
if Kyrie and Kevin Love don't get hurt that year, they beat him again. But no, LeBron almost beat them motherfuckers by himself. Then you give Kyrie. I mean, come on, man. Say what you will about LeBron. He almost handled them Warriors by themselves. And then people say 73-9. The motherfuckers lost when they went 73-9. Get the fuck out of here, man. Hey, the Warriors are not.
So who had the record before that and lost? But I'm pretty sure it's the Bulls, right?
They went 72-10 and won the NBA Finals, homeboy.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, the Bulls did.
Man.
Bulls had those crazy records,
Hey.
and they won every year in the finals, just about.
In that shit.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is the Spurs too. They built their team through the draft, same way as the Warriors.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, but they didn't get the best player in the world to come and make them.
They didn't need him. They put his ass out. They came back from down 1-3. I came to Vegas and put money on
Hey,
that
y'all got
shit.
Draymond.
There we go. I love the debate. But I got to come in and break it up because
You got
Yeah,
Draymond and
break the
Russ.
shit up,
You got
yeah,
Draymond
break
and
the shit
Russ.
we're short on time.
We got a
here,
schedule,
but,
y'all. We got a schedule.
We got to
We
roll.
here all
We gotta
day.
get
Sorry.
Connor and Maxwell are coming up. Thanks to everybody for joining. 384 live viewers. Hit the like button. We'll get best bets, Dutch's freshest look next. Southtown 101, when you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101, Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase, Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product with promo code PubSports, and MyBookie.ag, NBA, college basketball, NHL, UFC, NFL playoffs starting this weekend. Great time of year. Sign up for an account at MyBookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports. The Pub Rub. Get that as well. 2 for $25, $14.99 individually on the website, pubsportsradio.com. All right, it's best bets time, Dutch's freshest look. And Dutch, we will start with you here, freshest look.
Yeah, man. Freshest look. We're going to the Windy City. We're going with Chi-Town, Chicago motherfucking Bulls, -1.5, -2, whatever you got. It's good money, man. They're going to handle business. Believe it. Brooklyn fucking sucks, like my guy Skee said.
All right, Bulls to get the job done against the Nets. Freshest look for Dutch. Wham, best bet.
Yeah, man. We're going to go to what my guy Dutch says, La La Land to the Lake Show. We're going to go back to the well. Tyrese Halliburton over 8.5 assists. And we're also going to just say it's a double best bet because we're going to take the Lakers -4. Lobster time, baby.
All right, 2 for the price of none. 2 best bets for Wham here on the Wednesday edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Skee, best bet.
Yeah, I'm gonna double up too. You know, Dutch getting me fired up today. We're gonna go at his favorite team's neck. We're taking the Lakers on a ski line. If you know, you know what that is. And we rolling with my shooter, man. You see the jacket, Malik Monk, points over 17.5. Shooter shoot, baby.
There you go. Double best bet there for Skee Profit. And my best bet, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Faded the Wizards yesterday for best bet, cash. Fading the Wizards tonight for best bet, cash. Yeah, Orlando. Maybe the only time all year there'll be a best bet for me, but hopefully they don't let me down. Hopefully, I believe in magic. Orlando +6.5 against the Washington Wizards. Best bet for me on this Wednesday NBA card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the show. We got to get out of here. We got Net Profit College Basketball, Maxwell Smart, Connor Mack right now here on Pub Sports Radio. For Dutch, for Wham, for Skee, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow on Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. Yo, we on our bullshit at Real Dynasty. Stay fresh, stay blessed, but stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.